So people, the 876 roommate host is still missing. That is Donna Lee. I'm going to play a short voice clip of her mother speaking to Cliff Hughes from Nationwide. And then I'm going to play a clip of the DCP speaking.
This boy is a player. He needs to come. And by this time, he did not reach because he knew that Kathy stationed there and he didn't want Donna to know that he was involved with Kathy. So Kathy went in her bag and took out her phone, and she opened the phone and she showed us a picture with Noel and her on the beach. And she said, "This is the same Noel you talking." But I thought he's stationed at Upper Tree. And she said, "No, miss, he's stationed at Constant Spring. This is the Noel." I said, "Yes, that's him." My daughter was looking at her like she saw a ghost. And she said to my daughter, "You don't have to be frightened, darling. This is my man for 4 years now, and I've been having problems with him, with women over the years. But this time I know I'm going to leave him." And then they start.
Yes. So make sure you take your medication and you watch your dad. Yes?
Yeah.
You don't have high blood pressure? You have high blood pressure too?
No.
That's good. That's good. Yeah? Well, the good thing about what I've heard from you, you're getting the support from some members of the constabulary force. So Inspector Henry, Detective Bailey, you said are in touch.
Yes,
and
Henry is very nice. She's a very nice,
that's very good to know.
lady.
Yes. So if there's anything, you reach out to Miss Henry, Inspector Henry.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And be careful now.
Sure, I will.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care. And thanks for sharing your story.
Someone, if she's dead, then I don't think there will be any shortfall, in the approach that we have taken in the investigation.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Siobhan Wayne Campbell, which says, "Have you been able to establish a timeline of Miss Donaldson's movements after she was picked up via the CCTV footage?" Have we spoken to being picked up by CCTV? No, we've not spoken to that, so I'm not certain how that question applies. We acknowledge that journalists have a job to ask the probing questions, but some of these questions that are being asked are based on hearsay. Some of the questions that are being asked it is too early in the investigation to answer. We do not want to say or do anything that is prejudicial to the possible course that the investigation might take. But that question that you have posed, I'm not certain that it's properly posed, given that you've said something that we have not commented on at all. Are there any other questions? Ricardo Brooks from Nationwide says, "Good afternoon. You say you have identified no person of interest or subject. Is it that the evidence gathered so far points in no certain direction or gives no indication?"
What I will say at this time, it's early days. I indicated earlier on that we are looking at some theories, but we will not disclose those. We are looking, and as I indicated before, we have broadened our investigation. We are looking not just at the person going to the apartment, but we are looking far beyond that. And I think that's as far as I can go at this time.
All right, the journalists, okay, Siobhan Wayne Campbell is asking, you say you have gathered CCTV footage. Does this footage in any way establish a timeline of Miss Donaldson's movements?
I am not certain, because I have indicated before that the CC footage over 20 hours was actually retrieved and it is being processed. We do not know what we will get from that.
So, very good question, but it is just a little bit early
Yeah.
to answer that question at this time. We can assure you that as we have done in the past in relation to other quote-unquote high-profile missing persons investigations, we can assure you that we will update you, the members of the press and the wider society, periodically as it relates to the progress of the investigation.
If I may, Dennis.
Yes.
I just want to say to the public, I want you to bear in mind that this is an investigation. And there are many persons who are looking on. So we, as investigators, we have to guard what we can disclose to the public. And I hope that the public will understand that. In the interests of the investigation and the interests of justice, there are some things that we just cannot disclose.
All right, Ricardo Brooks is asking, have you questioned Miss Donaldson's boyfriend and his baby mother? If so, when did this happen?
Yeah, I think in my deliberation I indicated that he was interviewed and a statement recorded. Miss Donaldson was approached, Miss Symmetra, yeah, the district constable was approached. And she has refused, actually, to give a statement. But we will deal with that at the appropriate time. It's an investigation that is ongoing, and there are methods that we can deploy or we can employ to deal with that issue. As a citizen, you have a right, and a statement is a voluntary, it's voluntary, but we are still doing our investigation.
Ricardo Brooks is asking, finally, have you obtained phone records for the 3 individuals?
I will not go into all the details of the investigation. It's an investigation, it's a criminal investigation that we are conducting. A missing person which might end up into a criminal investigation. So we have to be guarded in terms of the type of information that we give to the public. Be mindful that if there are accused, they are also listening and observing.
All right, that is all the time. I'm not seeing any further questions from the journalists on the platform. So, okay, I'm going to allow one more. Anthony Henry from Loop News.
Yes, probably DCP Billy had said it before, but the audio was choppy. I'm trying to find out how does the big mother factor into all of it? Because, I mean, some of us, she came in out of left field. Well, is there anything by way of text or their previous threats to her from the baby mother? Because we understand how sometimes this relationship works. How does big mother factor into all of it?
I'm going to say this again. Whilst we want to give as much information to the public, we cannot do an investigation in the open. We have to be mindful that as an investigator, we are here to serve the interests of justice. And so we cannot disclose everything. And I crave your appreciation and understanding of this. What I will say is that the investigation is given significant attention from the highest level. We are going to ensure that the investigation is transparent, and that's what we are doing. From the level of the portfolio, we are given that level of oversight. The CIB headquarters is also given oversight, and there will be frequent case conferences. And at the end of it all, we will get back to the public to let you know what is the end result of